we are in old folks' home, and we got Peter and Miss Pam fighting over Jello. Okay. And it seems like Miss Pam is she got her homies with her, and she's jumping Peter over some green Jello. Now that green Jello ain't just green Jello; it's something mixed up in there to make Miss Pam and her homies jump. I don't know what's going on in this old folks' home, but I don't know what y'all putting in the punch. I don't know what y'all putting in the food. But Miss Pam shouldn't have a whole gang cult inside the old folks' home. Now I don't know, but look like Peter's starting to lose the fight right here, man. He been fighting. He been in here for about 15 minutes now, and Miss Pam done got the best of him, man. Done pulled out the last time they fought. She pulled out the hair out his ears. And then she sat down and pulled out the eyebrows of him and pulled out the hair off the back of his head. So that's why he got a bald spot.
I am so invested. I know you're probably just making riffing on the spot. I don't know if I can remove that from the episode. That might be the full on intro.
That could be a good little intro, man. You know, the old folks home fights is always intense.
Oh my god!
When you go to the old folks home, you think you're just going in. You know, you go to work. Definitely the nurses that go in there, they just going to work. But best believe the nurses come out with some good stories about how these people be living lavish. Yeah. You would think old folks home, a lot of peace, calm. No. You walking up in there with a whole bunch of Pyrus, Crips. Everybody is up in there. Got their uncles, got their aunties and grandmamas in there gang banging. Do not sleep on the old folks home. Do not sleep on the old folks home.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people have some stories from working there. Like, oh my gosh. I don't envy them at all.
Prepared. Man, they got a dude. Yeah, this is actually a true story now. I know I just kind of went in on that old folks home, but this is actually a true story of this nurse at an old folks home. Man, been a nurse for years, and he threw everything away for some cripple. You know what? For some cripple. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The man, look, the lady was dealing with a broken leg. You a nurse. First of all, you getting paid whatever you getting paid. You getting paid more than I do. You're working. You done went to college. You done went through clinical. You done went through all of this just to get to this point and throw it all away for some cripple. I ain't gonna finish it, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Threw it all the way for some cripple. Now, you can look that up. That happened right here in Florida. Matter of fact, that happened last week.
Oh, my God.
That happened last week. And I'm just like, yeah, bro, see.
That reminds me, I watch... first off, welcome back, everybody.
Hey, yo.
Thanks, Hated It, in memory of Justin and Amber, who did not die but refused to join our first ever guest on this episode or on this podcast. In memory, moment of silence. I'm not going to do a moment of silence, but moment of silence for them choosing not to be here.
1, 2, 3. That's the moment of silence.
There it is. Oh man, no. So I watch a lot of this channel called Cinnamon Toast Ken on YouTube.
Okay.
And it's just these two buddies, high school buddies, that sit and it's just reacts. It's stuff that we want to do future, like for Thanks Hated It Reacts, you know?
Okay. But
they just react to shit. And they have it, probably their most famous playlist is them reacting to the To Catch a Predator stuff. They had Chris Hansen on the show at one point. Yeah, and they had the opening part of the video was Dane, his co-host, Buff Pro, opens the door and he walks in and he goes, "Hey, what's up, everybody?" And then the camera cuts to Chris and he's like, "I'm going to need you to take a seat over there." And Dane, and it cuts back to Dane and he's like,
It's like, wait a minute. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. Heart is in my knees right now. It's like, that's funny though. Now,
but they did a video talking about this dude that was a fighter. Now, this was several years ago, but they, the police, it was a body cam footage, and they were looking for this dude that impregnated a person with disabilities in a care facility.
No.
And they were like, okay, so what's going on with it? You know, like they were looking.
What is going on here?
They were interviewing current employees and they were like, "Did you talk to this person? Did you talk to this person?" Everybody commented, "Hey, you should probably go find this person. He was fired. You should probably go talk to him." That would be the guy I would talk to.
Yeah.
Dude, when all of your coworkers
is pointing the finger
at you, there's something going on.
Something going on.
It turned out DNA came back that it was definitely him. But dude, come on, man. Oh gosh. What a way to start an episode.
Man, what? I'm telling you, man, what is wrong with y'all?
Oh my gosh.
Come on, she's already disabled. Now I done heard of kicking somebody when they down, but not sticking your stuff in it while they down.
Come on. And this guy apparently was like an up and coming MMA fighter too. He talked to the cops when they first confronted him and just to get information, you know.
Yeah.
He talked to them about the recent fight he came back from. Like, he traveled to go to this fight.
And then he goes...
He went and did this, you know? It's like, that's crazy.
Brother, you are a fighter. my boy, you... If you're listening...
Yeah.
You are a fighter. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you have women that's interested... Other than you trying to steal some disabled, you know,
like come on, bro.
Brother. You know, it's not the horniness.
It's like, I understand horniness. You know, I haven't had a significant other in 12 years now.
That's all right. Know? That's all right.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It's not.
I understand the feeling.
Yeah.
But I'm not going, you know,
to the disabled.
I'm not sticking anything in anyone. You know, like, I'm not going after anything.
Definitely the disabled.
Like, jeez.
I can't even let that rest.
That's
the disabled.
Yeah, and it was a care facility specifically for these people. You know, like you are responsible for caring for these people, and you break that trust like that, man.
Bro, you in trouble.
Put you under the jail.
God, yeah.
Put you under the jail.
Yeah, he gonna be in some trouble, brother. Yeah, I mean, you might get away. You might get away with that in the world, but man, when you go and see God, you know, best believe God take care of them disabled people, and the fact that you sit there and you do what you're doing with these disabled people, man. Come on now, you know, even if you go and we're gonna be talking about religion a lot. All right. Even if you go and read Samuel, you know, you'll see that, you know, once you get to a part, definitely at the beginning, because I'm just now reading Samuel. So I don't know Samuel. I'm just not reading. My auntie was like, you need to read the book of Samuel. I'm like, I never read it. Let me read it. But Samuel got to a point where he got jealous because somebody else was getting more praise or whatever than he was. So he got to a point where he started doing jealous stuff, and it caught up with him after a while. But it's in the book of Samuel, Eli. It's either Eli or Ellis. correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. Y'all that know the Bible better than me, correct me if I'm wrong, because like I said, I just started reading Samuel, so I don't know it all. But it's a prophet named Eli or Ellis, and his two boys, when people came and did sacrifices to God, his two boys would take that sacrifice and they would just jack off with it.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And God said, y'all gonna die. He went to the dad and told, your son's gonna die. Matter of fact, to prove that this is coming from God, I'm gonna kill him on the same day. I'm gonna kill him on the same day. And what happened? They died on the same day. Why? Because people was bringing sacrifices to God when he said you had to do sacrifices. We don't have to do sacrifices no more. But when sacrifices was, when it was required, these people would bring these sacrifices, whether it was a goat, cow, whatever the case is, and they would take it and they would just mess it up. They wouldn't even, if it was like, oh, let me bring you my check and you put the check in the check book. Mm-hmm. They would be like, all right, I brought a check for $200. They'd be like, he brought a check for $50 and I'm going to take the top. I'm going to make that mine. They was doing stuff like that. Man, God killed them on the same day, bro. He killed both of them on the same day. So let that be a message to all y'all that's out here getting disabled people pregnant.
doing that, going after minors, like doing
definitely the
just
minors, man. And it makes you so paranoid. I got two girls. I got two girls and a boy. My oldest is very talented. She in the dance. She draws. She do this. And it makes me so paranoid. I'm like, yeah, nah.
Yeah.
I take my daughter out on daddy-daughter days, take out to eat, take out to shop, take out to the park, whatever the case is. But my intentions with that is when you meet a guy, if he don't break the standard what I did for you, and regardless of Christmas or birthdays, but just being a genuine day-to-day father, male, treating girls or women respectfully, if he don't beat that, he's not worth it. Because I'm showing you your value.
Exactly.
If he can't meet that standard, he need to go ahead and go to the next chick over here that he can just hit and go. Because this one ain't you ain't gonna do that with. So that's why I'm like, hey,
build up that self-confidence.
Boom.
Build up that self-worth. Yeah. That's great. That's what we're missing in society nowadays. I completely agree with that.
And not to say we always got to be serious, but we gotta have them with a sense of humor.
Yeah.
You gotta watch your comedy movies. Like my daughter loves Napoleon Dynamite.
I can't stand that movie. I can't stand. It's just awful. Oh my gosh. I'll laugh. It's fun. I get the humor in it. I get it. I don't.
We gotta bring this up now. Yeah. The fact that you say you don't like Napoleon Dynamite, what do you think about The Office?
See, I'm not a huge fan of The Office. I will laugh at it. I think that there are several, funny moments and stuff. Yeah. I don't know. There's something.
You got me crying over that already,
that weird, like, unsettling feeling. I don't care for it,
Of once I start watching The Office.
It's funny, don't get me wrong. It is funny. It's
corny.
Yes, it's corny.
It's corny.
Yeah.
But see, you gotta have a sense of humor, because if you laugh at corniness, then The Office is cool,
Yeah, yeah.
But see, now, if you don't understand it, then it's like, what am I watching? This is corny. No, next.
Yeah.
But see, that's why I'm like, we've been goofy. I've been goofy my whole life, man. We could have been comedians. Even one of my brothers. Shout out to my brother. I ain't even gonna say his name, but shout out to my brother. He got famous on Vine, YouTube, and all that stuff because it's comedy. We grew up. From middle school all the way to high school, even college, we grew up doing these little comedy videos we was actually dancing, brother. We was working for T-Pain. We was working for Nappy Boy in 10th and 11th grade.
Man.
So we was like out there already.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I was in 8th grade, I had the opportunity to be in Step Up 2.
Okay.
I was supposed to be Moose.
Okay.
My mom was like, no. She was like, no, you're not even in high school yet. Because I was in 8th grade. We it was a contest when they had MySpace out.
Yeah.
And I didn't take it serious because I was in football. I was a football player.
Yeah.
Football camps, that's all I was doing. But my cousin was like, just try it out, blah, 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 because we was dancing. We did a talent show in school. And, bro, when I tell you the feedback was immaculate. We had everybody running on the floor dancing. We had people coming out the bleachers dancing. So we like, probably got something right here.
Yeah.
So I didn't take it serious. I sat there in a little dance video and everything. And one day I was at school. That's back when we had the house phones, you know. And I got home and my mom was like, some guy, Steve something, called talking about a step up. And I said,
I see my mom saying it exactly that way too. That's like the mom language there. Something about a step up.
Step up.
Yeah. No.
And I was like, and me as a kid, I'm like, I'm locked in. I'm like, huh? What you say? What? And she was like, I told you, too young. You ain't even like in high school. Yeah, you just in 8th grade. You're not going to no LA. Me as a kid, I'm melting at this point. I'm like the witch off of Wizard of Oz. I'm like, no, I'm melting. And I'm just like, you know what? Of course I got mad.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. I get it. Of course,
throughout this time, he was like, I could have been this, I could have been that. Mm-hmm. And then the movie comes out and you can clearly see, you know, so I don't know if I would have been Moose or not. I don't know what role I would have had. But, like I said, I do know that the director, which was named Steven something, called my mama.
That's crazy.
And,
man.
She was like, yeah, nah, he's not even. And honestly, to be honest, the way this Hollywood stuff is going, now me as an adult, I'm like, thank you, mama.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, boy, they would have probably, look, just to be honest, they would have probably, man, look, I don't know what I would have went through as a kid. I was just in 8th grade.
God forbid you end up on Nickelodeon with what's his face,
or Disney,
or
drugged up somewhere, drugged up somewhere in the back room, and then just like, oh, that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Your mom took good care of you.
She saved my life.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, you know, everything happens for a reason. You know, I'm not even gonna get upset. Let me connect at this moment. Let me see. I don't think that. But yeah, I could have been in Step Up. I don't think it's working. I ain't gonna trip about it. If it don't, oh well, we got this one over here.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So that one, like, we had plenty of opportunities. We were some talented fellas, man. Honestly, my cousin actually got me into all of this stuff. Now I will say their names: Apollo, J-Hop, Kevin Dew. I'm saying their names because if you look them up, you would probably find them because they was already working with Nappy Boy. They was already going to the studios, doing this, doing that. Had a song called Peach State that they allowed me to be on, and that's when I started my journey. Because even with that, I was like, I sound like a little kid on this song. I'm like, I don't like it. Nah. But, you know, they got me into that. To be honest, and this is the perfect show for it because I can bring it up now. I can bring it up because I don't even care no more.
Yeah.
When we first started working with them, 10th grade, Nappy Boy. Now, we didn't meet T-Pain. We didn't, like, conversation like we're doing. We didn't do that with T-Pain. But we was working under his DJ Lil Boy, his manager, Black, And then he had an artist up under him named Red Eyes. Put one and two together. She had red eyes. She was always high. So we would go in there and they would call us the little niggas and this and that and all that. We was just in 10th, 11th grade.
Yeah.
So we was going in there and it was one time, and it's the first time me telling this story. That's why I say I don't care no more. It's the first time me telling this story, and I feel like this is the perfect show to tell it. It was one time though around FAMU homecoming. Me, yeah, I'm putting y'all out there. Me, Paulo, and my cousin Jamie, we went down to Tallahassee.
Uh-huh.
And we went to the studio, and they was in there doing whatever. And they was like, oh, yeah, y'all, you got a show tonight. It's going to be at a certain club, though. So it was like, whatever, we've been doing it. So Black was like, y'all probably going to have to get some masks. And I'm like, the Jabberwockies came out around that time.
Okay.
So I'm like, mask? I'm like, okay, whatever.
Okay,
I'm like, hey, that's gonna make it look better. I'm like, we're gonna be out there.
Oh, I love those guys.
I'm like, we went and got these samurai masks. We didn't want to copy. We wanted to look
of
different.
course.
So we went and got a little samurai mask and everything. Go back to the studio, and they're like, y'all gonna have to have a routine or something. So we sat outside the studio, we created this routine, and we like, within 10 minutes, we like, all right, boom, that's it. Went back in the studio, showed them, and they was like, all right, boom, bet, yeah. Y'all better make sure the mask stay on your face, though. And I'm like, why are y'all tripping on these masks so much? So they give us the address, and the night comes, 8 p.m., whatever the case, 9, whatever time it was. So we go out and get to the club, man. We pulling up at the darn club. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm seeing too many dudes in heels. I'm like, why are these dudes in heels? I'm like, wait a minute.
I know exactly where you're going with this.
I'm like, wait a minute. So we sitting in the car and everybody like, this is a gay club. We looking like some little kids in the car like, yo, bro, they set us up. So I'm like, you know what? That's why they kept talking about these masks. So we probably got to the club like 9. The people performing, they always late.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to sit in the car and wait for them to show up. So we sitting in the car, everybody tucked down in the seat. Everybody ducked down in the seat and everything. And so when they finally got there, they said, Paulo, the master, they got there, come meet us at the front door. We're going to go ahead and go in and get to the back.
Throw those masks on.
We like, put the thing up and everything. We like, cover everything. The only thing you going to see is our eyes.
Yep.
So we get to the front door. We walk in. Man, the worst thing about this is when we got to the front door, the worst thing about these situations is, like I said, we was in 10th, 11th grade.
Mm-hmm.
The worst thing about these situations is when you go to places like this and you start seeing people from your school. Yeah. You're like, wait a minute, I didn't know he was. Wait a minute, I didn't know they was. I was like, wait a minute. And then, but see, on the other side of that, it's like, I don't want them to see me. I don't want them to see
don't
me.
Don't recognize me.
Like, wait a minute. Let me cover my face up. So when we walked to the front door, bro, I'm telling you, everybody was like, if it was a dance routine, everybody had the hand on the shoulder, face down, just like this. And we walked all the way back to the VIP. And then when we got to the VIP, bro, just like some ants. We ran straight to the corner. Everybody in the corner with the back turned, facing everybody else in the room because we like, I don't want nobody to see. I just saw about 5 people from my high school. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I don't want nobody to see. So turn around. just out of just like, all right, let's just like we all over here hovering up in the corner, like, all right, let's stop being weird.
Yep.
Turn around, and we turn around, and this 6'6" dude with some hair, like, turn back around. Like, turn back around. So then it got to the point where it was time to perform. And I'm like, oh boy. I'm like, oh boy, this stage ain't nothing but probably like 15 feet. And I'm like, how are we gonna do this routine that we just came up with on this small stage? Then with her, with Red Eyes performing in the front, we only got a smaller section of the stage. Man, look, we start performing. And Jamie got there, and Jamie mask falls off. Jamie mask falls off. So I'm like, boy, you don't know me. I don't know you either. Like,
we met tonight.
You been out to nobody. I'm like, boy, look. So that was one of our, little Nappy boy, little weird stories that we had in high school. So. And honestly, that's just one, man. I got stories for days. I ain't gonna take up too much time, man. But I at least wanted to put that one out there because that was definitely a weird story that I only told my wife.
Oh, there we go.
I only told my wife.
Now you're sending it out to all 25 or 27 followers on our podcast on Spotify and 15 on YouTube.
Hey, you're gonna have 27,000.
Yeah, hey.
Well, then
eventually, yeah. Eventually.
It's gonna grow, man. It's gonna grow. So I appreciate y'all for even having me on talking my mess. So
hey,
much love.
Like I said, when I first met you and we got talking, you started telling some stories. I'm like, hey, bro, listen.
Yeah.
Hey, this is my podcast.
Yeah.
I gotta have you on.
Yeah, man. For real, and I appreciate it. Cause now I'm like, we got stories. It depends on what year and which story you want to hear about. But I can go back to middle school all the way up to now.
Mm-hmm.
And I got stories, bro. I to a point where I was like, one lady was like, you should definitely make a YouTube just telling stories. Even if it ain't true, you have a way to break down these stories to make people intrigued. So that's when I was like, you know what? Let me start telling what happened to me more often.
Yeah.
And that's when I'm like, you know what? Turn into a testimony.
There you go.
So
there you go.
Man,
yeah, I was sold on the opening story that you were just riffing on. Like I was invested in the old folks home.
The old folks home, man. I'm telling you, Pam, don't mess with Pam.
No,
Pam and man, look, I'm telling you, man. Look, you'd be surprised. Old folks be gangsters, man. They just older gangsters. They the ones started the game banging. They the ones started the game banging. Passed it on to the nephews and grandsons and granddaughters.
and it just keeps going down.
Keep going down the line. The great grandson is the head of Pyro. Is the head of Pyro. But yeah, man. But nah, man, I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah.
Most deaf, man. Most deaf.
It's crazy. Like, I think it was a couple episodes ago, we were talking about music from 2007.
Yeah.
And was like, hey, mixtape, give me a 10, your top 10. Mm-hmm. And T-Pain was obviously mentioned.
Oh, yeah.
Because...
It's almost like the hometown, almost in a way. I mean, we ain't from Florida, Tallahassee, Florida. We from Georgia, right on that borderline.
Mm-hmm.
You got Bainbridge, Attapulgis, Cairo, Thomasville, Albany. Even Colquitt. And we right there on that line, literally right here. So all you gotta do is drive 45 minutes, and you're in Florida. Yeah. So that way, every time we wanted to do something, every time it was like time for school shopping, everybody's in Tallahassee. Because ain't nothing in Bainbridge. Ain't nothing in Bainbridge. No, the only thing we got is a Belk, McDonald's, and a Walmart. Now, they done came up. Don't get me wrong. Now, since I've left, which was 2011,
they done came up. You know, they got little areas where they done knocked down majority of the trees. They done built, you know, the Chipotle, Chick-fil-A. We didn't have none of that. We didn't even have Burger King when I was growing up. All we had was McDonald's, Wendy's. We didn't even have Walmart. We had Kmart, Food Lion, and a Dairy Queen, and a little small little fried chicken place. See, now they done came up. Now I'm like, hey, see, that's good. That's good, though.
That sounds identical to the town I graduated high school from. Like, I mean, it wasn't even a Kmart. Like, I don't remember what it was some like mini version of Kmart.
Yep.
You know, and then we had Hardee's.
Yeah.
We had Mickey D's.
Mickey D's. Yep.
We had a Casey's gas station, which for those of you that don't know what a Casey's is, think of a 7-Eleven meeting a Wawa in the food prep. So they have like an actual food prep area. They do pizza and stuff. But the food is all 7-Eleven food, basically. It's very similar to that. Yeah. The pizza's better than 7-Eleven, in my opinion. Right. But it's not as classy as Wawa. It's like a backwoods Wawa.
Oh, okay.
Basically.
That's still.
Yeah. So there's that. There was a couple other gas stations, but everything closed down by 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock was if they stayed open till 10, that was a late night open.
Yeah, they probably got something going on. Everybody coming through at a certain time.
It was the talk of the town when the Casey's decided to change to a 24-hour gas station. That was the only thing open past 10 o'clock at night.
Everybody's probably there.
Oh yeah. We went because I worked in a pizza shop up there.
Yeah.
It was little square. Like, I mean, the town is 4,000 people, if that. You know, tiny little town in central Illinois.
Yeah.
And I worked in a pizza shop on the square. They had a square with the county courthouse, county seat. Me and my buddy, we would get off work, and there ain't nothing to do, you know. So we're like, all right, let's go drive. So we would just drive around, go out to the country, go out to the lake, you know, just drive around, listening to dubstep music and all of this. There was one song in particular. It was Ludacris's "How Low" mashed up with a dubstep or an electronic song, "Cloud Low." Yep. We would blast that thing and rap it and do all this stuff. And then right around that 1 a.m. mark, we're like, okay, we got to head back into town because at 1:30 is when Casey's throws out all their old food. And we'd slide in. We knew the two people that would be working there at that time, and they would be like, "Here,
yep,
you know," food. And we would get free food at 1 a.m.
Man, what? Look, that'll be the destination when you leave and stuff. I'm like, hey, we're going straight to the gas stove. Going straight to the gas stove. We ain't got to buy nothing. Get drinks and everything.
Yep.
Oh, you see that? It's a spot out here. I don't know what it's called. I don't know if it's called Buc-ee's. But it's a gas, so like if you're going back towards Georgia, I want to say it's called Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's
it's
the
like big gas store.
There's one in Calhoun.
Yeah.
There's one in Daytona. Up there, 95 meets LPGA Boulevard.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that big gas station with 1,000 gas pumps.
And yeah. Like a whole mall, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus, boy, who owned this gas stove? Because that was a good idea. Whoever thought about this one, boy, they making bank.
Hey, everything's bigger in Texas. That's a Texas chain there.
Man, what? We have to go to Texas now. My wife got family in Houston, Texas.
Okay.
And I definitely want to go to Houston, Texas. Like, you know, I even have one of my homies that I graduated college with got family in Houston, Texas. Then my cousin used to live in, I want to say it was Dallas. I want to say it was Dallas, Texas. But we definitely got to go to Houston just for the food. The food and just the guy, you know, just seeing the atmosphere and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
My brother lived in Orange, which is just outside of Houston.
Okay.
For a little bit, and from my understanding, he enjoyed it.
Yeah.
He
That's
thought it
what's
was
up.
cool vibe and everything.
Yeah.
He's back in Chicago now.
Hey.
But yeah, I want to go to Houston. I'm a big baseball fan, so
nice.
I got my plan is to hit every
Yeah.
Major League Baseball park.
Oh, you
So I got to hit Houston Astros. I got to hit Minute Maid. You know,
That'd be
I got to
dope,
go
man.
to I don't know where it's at now, Arlington,
Yeah.
where the Rangers play, Texas Rangers.
Okay.
You know, so I got to make
Got some
it
traveling
over
to do, man.
Yeah.
Got some traveling to do for sure. You done been to L.A.?
No, I haven't been out. The farthest west I've been is Denver.
Denver. Okay.
And Denver was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh
Colorado,
my gosh,
man.
it's
I
crazy.
definitely that's where my cousin living at up there in Colorado. I don't know if it's Denver or what, but I know he up there in Colorado. And we always be like, we gotta come up there and see you. We gotta come up there and see you. Colorado and Salt Lake City for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why we want to go to Salt Lake City. I think it's just so random and in the mountains and stuff like that, the scenery.
Yeah.
But we definitely got to go to Salt Lake City as well, man. But definitely Denver, Colorado. Definitely Colorado.
Denver is beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my
mountains,
gosh.
man.
Mountains are crazy.
You can't take a picture with it. You can't take
No.
a picture. You got to see it with your own eyes. Now, that's how it was even in L.A. Now, funny story. We went to L.A., and it was around the time. Let me see if he's on. I'm about to tell this story when we was in L.A. So we went to L.A. Nah, I was talking to the dude that went to L.A. with us, and L.A. is pretty cool. We went for a fashion show, and we got a chance to kind of go around Bel Air. We got a chance to just go see the stars and go visit Capitol Records and all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's definitely over. What's the word? It's over. It's like it's not what you expect. It's not what you expect at all, man.
Yeah.
You go and see them stars, and when they on TV, you know, they had a cameraman, they had a celebrity sitting there like, oh, and everything looks clean.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you go out there on a regular day, you got a weed man standing on Michael Jackson selling weed. you know, and then you got the it people, you got Scream people that dress up as these scary movies that's out there on a daily, just entertaining people. Okay, I get it, you know.
Yeah.
But we was walking, and like I said, we got to a point where my wife wanted to see at least the Michael Jackson star.
Mm-hmm.
Got to the Michael Jackson star, and I lie to you not. Dude standing on the star. It's like that was his milestone. That was his find me at Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
That's the energy that I reciprocated from him.
Uh-huh.
Because he was literally standing on the star, and then we walked up to the star, and it was two older women behind us trying to take a picture of the star. So when we walked up, that was the same day we got there. So it was probably like 7:08 that night, p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And when we walked up, I'm like, okay, I see what's going on. I see what he's doing. Let's just keep walking. It's like, we just got here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the two ladies behind us start complaining about, we trying to take a picture of the star. It's like, you standing on the star, move out the way. And the dude looked back and was like, you know, such. Pretty much saying,
Yeah.
take your picture. If you're going to take the picture, keep it moving.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, it's time to go. I'm like,
Yep.
it's time to go. We just got here. I'm not trying to get in the middle of no crossfire or no trouble. We literally just got here today. Get back to the hotel, brother. Why do we see that it was a shooting on that same street?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you had the right idea.
we got back to the hotel probably an hour and a half later. Turned on, because you know hotels ain't got nothing to watch.
Yeah.
So
you
we
always
sit there
turn on the
flipping.
local news.
We sit flipping,
Yeah.
and next thing you know, we see a shooting out on such and such avenue. I'm like, Capitol Records, and that's in the background. I took a picture in front of the building. I'm like, wait a minute, we was just right there.
Right there,
we was
yeah.
just right there.
Man.
So I'm like, you know what? No. So then we went to Bel Air the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Me, my boy Nigel, we had another guy riding with us because he was there. He was in the military, so he kind of knew around, his name was Dwayne, me and my wife. So it was just 4 of us. And we went to Bel Air just to kind of look around and everything, take pictures and whatnot. Just like, we ain't never been here before. I don't know when we're going to come back. So I'm like, and we started walking around, and then we got to the store. As we walk in the store, brother, the dude, like, all right, so you got the counter right here, and then behind the counter, it was like this glass, and you can look at the glass and tell it was bulletproof.
Yeah.
It was like this glass room. Man, that dude, when we walked in there, that dude took off running and ran in that back room and was just standing at the glass looking at us. And I'm like, why you do that? I'm like, why? I'm like, why you acting like? I'm like, anyway. So we started looking at art because it was like an art gallery. So we started looking around at the stuff, and after a while, he eventually walked from behind there, and so I introduced myself because I'm like, if I go in a room and if it's people there, I'm speaking to everybody in the room. That's just my personality.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go in a room and I ain't, So eventually he walked back out, and I'm like, hey, how you doing? Blah blah blah. I'm a graphic designer, such from Florida. We just came over for a fashion show, so we just kind of looking around.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, oh, y'all need to be careful over here in Bel Air because, I didn't mean no harm because I just didn't know. He was like, I just didn't know. But we have people come to Bel Air just to rob people because they know this is the high class section of, and they come over here and they sit and then they rob people when they buy stuff. They walk out with bags. They sit there and rob them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, do tell. I'm like, back to the hotel. I'm like, back to the hotel. So we ended up talking to him for a little minute, and then when he told us that, we were like,
we're gonna protect ourselves.
Yeah. So then, the next day came. We went out, met the models, did the show. Was at the at the place where the Lakers play at and all that stuff. So we was taking it all in, and Dwayne driving, and it's probably like 6:38. I remember because it's like 6:38 p.m. So over there, it was like getting dark.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, y'all wanna ride through Compton? I said, no. I do not want to ride through Compton. It's about to be 7:00 p.m. I'm like, no. Even if it was 7 a.m., I don't want to ride through Compton. I'm not that curious. I'm not, no. Because we're going to mess around. I done seen the movies.
Yep.
I seen the movies. You're going to be at the stoplight. And you're going to mess around and look. And you're going to make eye contact with somebody. And that's going to be it. And I'm like, after that, no. So I'm like, nope. Back to the hotel.
Yeah.
Back to the hotel. Yep. So we had a good little time in LA, man. And we went to Venice Beach. Shot a music video out there.
Hell yeah. Because
we went out there and we were just like, we just gonna walk around and whatnot. But man, when you go out there to Venice Beach, it's gonna look from the paintings to the atmosphere to the people to the skateboarders to the skaters to the basketball players. You're gonna find something to get involved with.
Oh yeah.
And that's what we ended up doing, bro. We went out there just to walk around, and next thing you know, we was over here on the skate park talking to people, doing little videos and stuff like that. And next thing you know, we was over here at the painters thing. I got me a little LeBron James and a Kobe Bryant painting, and we messed around and went to this dispensary.
Okay.
And the girl was like, yeah, don't drink all of that because it's going You know, it's pretty potent. I'm like, man, get out of here. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, potent. Pretty potent. You don't know who you talking to. Man, look, we shared that. We drunk it, and we shared it because I was gonna drink it by myself. But my wife was like, no. Like, no. And so me, her, and my boy Nigel ended up sharing. Nigel, he got a couple hits off it, but me and my wife, we was mostly the ones. So by the time we didn't feel nothing. And, with me, I'm like, I don't feel nothing. I don't feel this.
That's the danger, though.
Yes.
That's the danger right there.
Man, we got in that car, and we got on that highway going back to the hotel, and we ended up getting stuck in traffic. Next thing you know, boy, I was like, boy, these mountains pretty high. I was like, these mountains pretty. Well, like we all back there just all kicking it. It's just kicking it. And I can see even in my wife and even in Nigel's eyes, it started kicking in. But we started for some reason, Nigel, I don't know why we was talking about Angelina Jolie. We started talking about Angelina Jolie and all of this stuff. It was just like, yeah, it started kicking. I can feel it. I can literally feel it. Like somebody walking up behind me and just putting their hand on my shoulder. It's like, you're hot.
We're going to go on a journey now.
But man, so that stuff out there in Cali is
legit.
It's legit. Do not, when somebody tell you don't drink the whole thing, do not drink the whole thing. Unless you're just ready for that trip, But you should definitely go, brother. I know that was a long story, but the conclusion of that story is go, take your visit, go on vacation, but don't get too curious.
Fair enough.
Do not get too curious. At certain hours of the day, be somewhat secure. Because, like I said, we went back to the hotel. We played it safe. I didn't even want to be curious because, like I said, that was my first time over there. I didn't know, I done heard all this music about wrong colors. I wore all white for 5 days. Even white socks, even white shoes. I wore all white for 5 days straight. I'm like, I'm not going to mess nobody, this up. I ain't about to have nobody coming at me like that blue shirt or that red shirt or them red socks or them red shoes. I'm like, nope. Everything all white, from the shoes to the socks to the pants to the shirt, everything. I'm not even wearing nothing on my head. I'm not gonna wear nothing on my head. I don't want nobody to get nothing confused. I'm trying to make it back to Florida. Yep. Now, the other part of this story is, I don't know if you know who Nipsey Hussle is, but we went out and Nipsey Hussle he looked just like Snoop Dogg. Okay. Just like Snoop Dogg. If you do research, if you type in Nipsey Hussle, you're gonna be like, is this Snoop Dogg, son? Nipsey Hussle was one of the guys that sold his mixtapes for $100. Okay. And was successful doing it. Okay. That's how he got big.
Fair enough.
Other than his clothing line, his brand, and his smart business moves, that's how he got big. Nipsey Hussle is somebody that was in Compton. He was a Crip and everything like that. Unfortunately, his own homeboy executed him. When I say execute, I had to find the right word, because at that point, that wasn't even killing. That was execute. Yeah. Executed him. And he had his own store in the hood. He didn't want to leave his hood. He ended up dying. We went and saw him. Not him, but we went and saw. So what they did, they closed off that whole store. And his brand was the Marathon. So they would have these pop-up shops lined up on the street just because he made that area so popular till they got to the point where they just let people come and just look at it, take pictures. Yeah. So we went out there, and they, like I said, they got all these pop-up tents and stuff like that. Brother. We went out there. First of all, we parked down the street, and we walked up to it. The first tent you walk up to, you would think it's Nipsey Hussle. I'm like, I thought he was dead. Like, is that Nipsey Hussle? That got to be this man brother, or they got to be that man cousin, because when I tell you he had the same braids, he had the same beard, he had the same skin color, the same head shape, the same personality, the same aura. I'm like, this got to be this man cousin, or something. So as you walking up to this thing, they got, if we start from here, they got tents all the way down. You have to walk through the first one. You walking through Crips when you walk through the first one. It's either you walk through or you just leave. Mm-hmm. So we, being from Georgia and Florida, we walking through.
Yeah.
We walking through. We ain't come all the way out here for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my wife, Nigel, Dwayne, we just walked through the first one. What's up, cuz? I'm like, I
gotta choose my words carefully or not say.
I'm like, what up, man? I'm like, what's good, brother? You know, blah, blah. You know, You know, we ain't got, I said, Joy, I ain't got nothing on me right now. I got to go to the ATM down here. We just gonna walk through, and when we come back, I'm gonna buy something off the table. All right, bet, cuz, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, whew. Got through the first one.
That's one.
Got through the first one. Get to the next table, they got edibles everywhere. That's one thing about Cali. Bruh, every table had a jar this high of trees. Mm-hmm. Not hiding it, not ashamed of it, nothing. Right in the middle of the table. I'm telling you, jar about this big, this wide, just trees.
Yeah.
So, you know, you had little Skittles, a little Starburst and everything. We tried the Skittles. We got the Skittles from this guy. Got that, and then we kept walking. Now, it was one tent down here that had some clothes, and I was like, bro, I ain't got no money on me. I got to go to the ATM. He was like, all right, bet. I'll take you over there. I looked at my wife. I'm like,
yeah.
So he started walking with us, and I'm like,
no.
Walking with us the whole time. I'm like, why is he going? And so he started leading us to the gas stove. So I'm like, I'm about to get ready to fight, bro. In my head, I'm like, I'm about to have to fight.
You ready? Yeah.
I'm about to have to fight. I got my wife right here. And then this dude talking about he taking us to the ATM. We going to this gas stove. I'm like, we hit this corner. I hope they come up here and see have something going on and help us out. I'm like, so thank God he actually did take us to the ATM. But boy, my heart was in my ankles the whole time.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because we was following him. And I'm like, where is he going? I'm like, where is he going? And so he took us to the ATM. He sat outside. He stood outside while we was inside. So that kind of gave me a little peace.
Yeah.
Got the ATM, went back to his tent, got something from him, and we walked back. We was walking back through the tents. As we was walking back through the tent, we ended up back to the first one. Mm-hmm. What's good, cuz? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, the little Jay-Z memes, like. So I was like, yeah, man, blah, blah, blah. And you can clearly tell he was a Crip. So he had black, just like what you got right here. On this side of the table, he had blue hats. On this side, he had black hats. He's like, yeah, man, I got this, such. And I'm like, give me the black one. Black.
Yeah.
Give me the black one. Neutral. Mm-hmm. Give me the black one. He's like, you want it? I'm like, nah, just give me the black hat. I'm good on the black hat. Give me the black hat. Crenshaw hat. I'm like, boom, perfect, blah, blah, blah. Now, behind us, my boy, I don't know what my boy Nigel went and bought, but I know for a fact, and Nigel can correct me if you're on the live, but after we left his tent, he kept my boy Nigel over there for a little minute. So we walked off to the car, and I was like, dog, like Nigel's still over here talking. I'm like, let me turn around and go back to make sure.
Yeah.
To make sure everything good. But like I said, man, them dudes was real respectful. They was, and the thing is, I think where we went right at is we didn't go over there on some hot boy.
Yeah.
On some, I'm this guy. I'm famous. I'm this guy on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
That dude asked us. He asked me specifically. Like I said, when we went back to his table, he said, "Where y'all from?" And boy, I looked at my wife. I was like, "Here it go." I'm like, "Here it go." I know from Kendrick Lamar songs and from Snoop Dogg songs that when somebody over there that's in a gang asks you where you from, they checking you.
Mm-hmm.
That's a check. They checking you. Let me see what the energy. Let me see if you get an attitude because I asked them where you from. Let me see if you say the wrong set. I was like, bruh, in my head, it was like the whole world paused.
Yeah.
And I just went through this curriculum in my head. You know, I had little math problems. I'm like, if I say this,
the numbers are floating around.
Yeah. I promise you, bro. I'm like, if I say this, then he might. If I say it, I'm like, bro, to be honest with you, I said, man, look, I'm from Georgia. I came down here just to show my respect and love for Nipsey. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, Nipsey is the reason why I even started making clothes. You know what I'm saying? I would listen to Nipsey when he was first starting out with him in the game and that Slauson. And pretty much just humble. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was like, that's what's up, cuz. He was like, that's what's up, cuz. One thing I can tell you is keep going, man. A lot of people ain't gonna keep going. They gonna give up when life start hitting. But man, you keep going. When life start hitting, it's just giving you something to rap about, cuz. Said, but. And,
that's true. That's so true.
You see what I'm saying? But my heart was like,
yeah, of course.
Because I was like, when he asked me where I'm from, like,
you don't want to say the wrong thing.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's why
you don't want to give the wrong vibe.
I had to sit there and be like, to be honest, brother, I'm from Georgia, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm from Georgia, bro. I just came over here to show some respect and love to Nipsey, bro. I'm just this upcoming rapper. I'm out here trying to make it, man. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what they respected about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't go over there and be like, oh, I'm this guy. I'm hot over here and this. Mm-hmm. I'm coming over here to spread my music. Now, if I was on something like that, and he would be like, okay.
Yeah.
All right, bet. Y'all slide back through. Back through. And that would have probably been it. You know what I'm saying? So then I'm like, even down here in Florida, I don't try to come off as I'm this person. I'm like, look, if I can look like I ain't got it, then I'm gonna look like I ain't got it. Because once I start talking and once we start working and doing work and all this, my work talk for itself. Work speak for itself. So that's usually what I'm on. I'm like, I ain't gotta really brag about who I am. I ain't gotta brag about what I done did or what I do. It's a good story. I like to tell the stories.
Yeah.
But I'm like, look, even when you first met me, I was like, I'm a graphic designer, I'm this and that.
Yeah.
I do pest control.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like, hey, eventually you will come across like this conversation like this. They happen. Eventually we'll come across and we'll be able to share what we do, what we did.
Yeah.
But I'm like always just like, look, hey, I do pest control. I'm like, I do pest control. Definitely around that office, I'm like, I do pest control. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I play dumb. I play dumb on purpose because I don't want people to assume anything. And not necessarily assume anything, but, most of the time, what they be looking for people that want a career and all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, 2-3 years.
Well, nowadays, there's no company that's a true career company, really. So, like, your career is going to be hopping anymore because they don't want to make the career out of you. They want you to make the career out of them. Yeah. And they don't want to benefit you any. They want you to benefit them. So,
yeah, right. It's not
at this point. It's not.
Nah, bro. You got to make sure you find something for you. Now, I'm still dealing with them. Just because. But a lot of times, since you've left, brother, I done put my foot down. John done put his foot down. Eric. It was one time Eric even went off on Steve, and I was like, ooh. I went home and showed my wife. I was like, look what's going on. I was like, look what's going on. I was like, look here. I was like, ooh. So it's like, you got to find you something that's for you.
Yeah.
Find you something that's going to benefit you in the future, because you'll be putting all this work in for people, and which leads to the next. But I ain't gonna take over the mic. I'm gonna just tell them a story. But I'm gonna say this: you'll be doing all this work and help for people, as you know what we do.
Yeah.
And then pull a gun on you.
Mm-hmm.
Pull a gun on you, loaded and everything, just because you're not the color that they expected you to be.
Yeah.
That's what happened. I went and picked up Kevin Schiff on a Saturday and went and did one of his trap checks. Went to the house and I ain't gonna say the city, but it's one of the D's.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want to seem like I'm saying too much. And knocked on the front door. The way the front door was set up is, the way the porch was set up is, you couldn't stand in front of the door. You had to knock on it and stand kind of on the side of it.
Yeah.
So it looked like this 20-year-old girl came to the door, and I'm like, hey, good morning. I'm Cliff. Just came out to do your trap check. I know y'all usually get Kevin, but he ain't working today, so I picked up his stop. She was like, hold on one second. So she went in, came back out. It's like, all right, you can come in. All right, cool. So, as we always put little shoe covers on and everything. Walk in, and the brother sitting just like we set up right here. Just like we set up. I walk in the front door, and the brother sitting over here in the hallway.
Uh-huh.
But the way he looking at me, he literally looking at me like, and I'm like, hey, what's up, brother? How you doing? I'm Claire. We just come to check the traps.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that man pulled that thing out from under his way. I'm like, you just woke up.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know the music and all that. The music sound tough, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dog, boy, it's 8 a.m.
Yeah.
You just woke up. He pulled that thing from right here and was like, you wait right there. So I'm like, I look back at the girl and I'm like, yo, is you know what I'm saying? You good? Like, I'm like, is he good? Do I need to be like leaving or something? So by the time she even registered what was going on, because like I said, it was 8 a.m. It was early.
Yeah.
The mom came out the back, was like, oh, hey baby, come on in. So I'm like,
do I actually want to like?
And so then the dude come, I was like, oh bro, my bad, man, my bad. I didn't know. I'm just here. I'm trying to protect my mom and my sister.
Yeah,
man,
of course.
So I'm like,
go get yourself a coffee.
You see what I'm saying? I'm like,
wait.
Good morning.
Up. Yeah.
Good morning. But I'm like, brother. I'm like, see, that's why we be getting killed right now.
Yeah.
I said that's why we be killed.
Mm-hmm.
I said, and I was funny about it. I was like, you remember the movie Friday when Pops walked in on Craig and he had the gun and he was like, you think you tough? I was like, bruh, that's why we get killed right there.
Mm-hmm.
I said, look, I didn't break in your house. I said, my truck is right here in front of your front door.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I got a whole uniform on. I said, here's my license. I put it on the counter. I said, here's my license. I said, here's the appointment. I said, y'all should have got a notification that I was coming. They sent a picture of myself.
Mm-hmm.
I asked the mom, I was like, did y'all get a notification? Or like, because I know lately nobody been getting anything. I asked her, did you get a notification? She checked the email, she got a notification. I'm like, bruh.
Everything here is pointing.
You see what I'm saying? I'm like,
like
bruh. And I could tell he felt so bad because, like I said, I was going to do a trap check and they had traps around their whole kitchen. Mm-hmm. So he was out there moving everything for me. He would talk. So I could tell after that he felt bad, but still, I'm like, that's why so many of us be getting killed. Mm-hmm. All of that music, all that trap music, all that gangster music of, oh, shoot first, ask questions last. That's why we be getting killed right now.
Yeah.
Now he told me about this video where he's seen these UPS guys, these fake UPS guys, they dress up as they work for UPS and they come and they rob people.
Yeah.
So I was like, I get it. But brother, come on, man. I said, you got an email that I was coming. My face is on the email. My license I'm like, I got a truck, bro. I got an Orkin truck.
Yeah.
I'm like, boy, what I robbed Orkin and like. So after that, I could tell he felt like, and I'm like, yeah, bro, it's you know what, it's all good. I ain't even gonna trip about it, bro. I understand you here with your sister and your mama. I get it, but bro, it's no excuse to be that trigger happy. You insecure. You're insecure because back we grew up. I'm a '90s baby. Born '92. We fight. We use the hands. If you get beat down pretty bad, okay. The next resort is if he big enough, if he too big, or if it's too many of them. All right, now you go and get the weapon.
Yeah.
Because you need it.
Yeah.
But if it's just one-on-one, we fighting. If I get beat down, I get beat down.
Uh-huh.
Nowadays, they just so quick to, you bumped my shoulder. Oh, you cut me off in traffic. It's like, bruh, come on. Let's not be so trigger happy.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, bruh, that's one story. But see, like I said, I ain't trying to take over the mic, brother. This is your show. But I just wanted to tell that, getting them stories though, man.
Yeah. The purpose is, and we will absolutely have you back on. I have no doubt about that.
Yeah.
We got to have it when Amber and Justin are not gone.
Yeah. And we'll come back over, make sure we get everybody in, get about everybody involved and everything.
Absolutely.
Have a good little conversation and everything.
And
man.
hopefully we'll have the video version of the podcast rolling too, so we can actually do some of that stuff.
Brother, the thing is, I don't know if y'all know, but this guy is a pretty talented photographer. This man showed me some of his work. If you need some work done, this guy is a pretty talented photographer, videographer, editor, everything. All of that with the multimedia. This is your guy. Shout out to him. And it's another guy named Brian Garces that I've been working with for a long time with the Garces bros. So shout out to y'all too, brother. Because I'm telling you, that stuff, man, look, that stuff, I went to college for it as well. So that's why I always give people credit where credit is due. Because I know the time that goes behind editing a video.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's why I stopped doing videos, because I got tired of editing everything. I just stopped doing it because I just got tired of editing everything, man. And I'm just like, you know what? Unless we getting paid to edit videos, I'm like, that's what we're going to leave it at. I'm not like, if we're going to do a video, I'm just do a video and throw it online somewhere,
Hey, that's a style that's real popular nowadays. It's called the grandpa vlog, I think is what it's called nowadays.
Yeah.
And all it is just throw the recording on and then just throw up the raw video file. No editing needed.
It's
authentic, that's that Sam Cedar, the big jacked roid dude in the gym, those are his vlogs. He'll sit there and talk for an hour, and he'll just literally go through the video of him driving to the gym, and he's just talking the entire time, walking through the.
See that it's authentic.
There's no editing. There's no cuts. There's nothing. It's just him talking.
That's what people want to see, man. And that's why I stopped editing so much, even on my little photos and videos. I'm just like, people want to see the good and the bad. People want to see you mess up. People want to see that footage before you touch it and edit it. They want to see that raw, the raw material and stuff like that nowadays. So,
my style is very light. Yeah. Like with photo, it depends on the vibe of the photo. Like sometimes I'm very much a contrasty person, so I like the dark darks and the light lights. The contrast between that, I really enjoy that. So give me, kind of a more darker image overall, but it tells a little bit different of a story in my opinion. But I've moved into the light editing and video. I don't need to do a whole ton.
Too much.
And it'll still get the story out. Yeah. So
simple and sweet, man.
Yeah.
Simple and sweet sometimes to do the trick, man. That's all people want to see. If you do too much, you start seeing a little, I always say you don't want to put too much edit on it to a point where you pull up the face and you zoom in and you start seeing the pixels and all that stuff. It's like, all right, at that point you done did too much. Let's double back.
Let's relax a little bit. You don't need to do too much. Yeah. And I shoot for the edit too. So my idea is I try to be as efficient as possible filming. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to spend that extra time trying to cut down video and this and that. Sometimes the longer video works better, but I don't want to spend too much time finding the right points. You know, like
And sometimes, how I say, sometimes when you just do that stuff and you go back and look at it, man, you'd be like, boom, perfect. That's perfect right there. I ain't even got to do too much to it. Yeah.
You know. Yeah. But with that being said,
what you about to say?
I was going to ask you, where can people find you?
Oh, now we got the website. Now I took everything off social media for a minute, deleted all my music off of all these streaming services. Redid the website. So now you can find me at www.elfnrclub.com. If you want to find me on Instagram, it's h8dit, Fisher, Fisha, _. Or if you're looking at me on, Facebook, Cliff Johnson, the government name. And YouTube would be FNR Academy, because we're going to start doing, right now we're just doing a lot of Bible-based videos, a lot of just testimonies. Eventually we're going to start doing interviews. We're going to start doing clothes and design tutorials and stuff like that. Just a little random stuff like that. So that's why it's an academy. You can come here, you can learn about God, learn about the Bible. You can learn how to be resilient, which is why we wrote this book. Look at that, Cliff D. Johnson. Now, we wrote this book called Learning How to Stay Resilient. Now, throughout this time where I was gone from social media, of course, I took some time to be productive and was like, you know what? My whole brand before I stopped doing hip hop music was about hustling, about keeping your head above the water. So now I got to kind of, make it a little bit more sweeter. So I'm like, let me just kind of put some stuff in here, put some stuff together. So the book, to be honest, ain't nothing but 60 pages. Because I know people don't like to read.
Fair. Yeah.
I know people don't like to read. So I'm like, I'm going to make some short books instead of all these Harry Potter books that you got to read 200 pages just to get through the first chapter. You see what I'm saying? Make all these short books and make them short and sweet. Yeah. Put something in there that people can relate to. Put a couple of, challenges and stuff in there. And then we try to run with it now. You know what I'm saying? So it's not for sale at the moment. We ain't really doing too much with it, but I just wanted to make sure we brought it up here and just let y'all know that we got a book about staying resilient, And even with this, the magazine, I wanted to blah, blah, blah. This is old. Y'all have seen this already. But I wanted to get you involved into this as well, because sooner or later we're going to start back the magazine.
Yeah.
Now, this was an old copy from like 2 years ago, but this is something that I was doing with my business. Like I said, we got an LLC for it and everything, and just different businesses. Of course, I got to put myself in there.
Yeah, of course.
That's around the time crypto and all these, what they call them, freaking, basically crypto and all the digital cards and everything.
Oh, yeah.
So I created myself a card. I created myself a music card. And an NFT, that's what it was.
NFT, gotcha. Yeah,
so
yeah.
I had an EP out, and I created a card with a different color, different design for each song, and I just sold it on I forgot the website, but little stuff like this, man. Like, that's my sister down in Atlanta and everything. This is a guy from Orlando. He do shows, do performances, all of these different shows and stuff like that. Of course, we got to have food in there.
Of course.
And then candles. Shout out to the Black Express. Shout out to the Black Express. Start your business back. That's all I'm gonna say.
And speaking candles too,
Yes.
just to throw it out there, Pleiades Apothecary, which is Amber and Justin's candle business they've started recently too. So
Say that again.
Pleiades Apothecary.
Yeah.
So
Hey, for real, because we need candles. Like that's one thing about me around my house. I have candles. I have the little plug-in scents.
I got candles rolling right now. Yeah,
you gotta have it, man. You gotta have it. So I mean, like I said, everything we create is for the new generation that has a short attention span.
Yeah.
So that's why even this is short.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's just like little stuff like that we're trying to get back into and everything, and we would love to get y'all involved into that as well.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
But to kind of end on a Christian point is we was talking about reactions.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times the way we react is a God's trait. It's a Jesus trait.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you were saying, when people get on your nerves or when something happened, and you can be patient enough to not react from that. That's a God trait. You see what I'm saying? So as long as we ain't reacting, we kind of, even with me and my situation, I prayed for that dude. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wasn't like, because to be honest, I told Kevin told Steve, and they went further with it.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't even want all that. I'm like, hey, I understand this man protecting his mom and his sister. We're just going to pray for him. Peace. That peace go to their household.
Yeah.
So sometimes, if I would have reacted from that, 1, I would have lost my job. 2, I would have went to jail. 3, I was on their property. 4, you see what I'm saying? I can keep
there's
going.
A lot.
That's on my record. Now, 5, they calling the office, talking about Clifford came in here, was fighting. 6, we can go on and on.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we got to have that patience because there's a lot of temptation around the world. It's a lot of stuff. Definitely nowadays, it's a lot of insecure. It's a lot of emotional people. Step back, look at the situation, breathe, and think about your reaction. Think about your thoughts. Think about what you're going to say before you say it. So
there you go.
we're in and on that, man. That's all I wanted to say. I wanted to make sure we reactions, because the reactions is important, man. I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But I appreciate you for having me on, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time and everything, man. I look forward to coming back on. I know this episode, I talked a lot about the stories. I feel like I took over your podcast, so
that was the point of it. That was the point. I want more stories. Like,
yeah, we got more, man. That was just what I told you today was you going up to a birthday cake and just getting one count off.
Oh yeah,
and like, because if you was to get the rest of those candles off, and if we was to cut that cake in half, you'd be like, wait. 7 churches. Wait a minute, what? Oh, you ain't tell me about the guy that was. You didn't tell me about the spiritual attack. You didn't tell me about the out of body experience.
Mm-hmm.
So we got more. It'll be good for the next time and everything. So we got more to tell, man. We got more to tell. For sure.
So much more to talk about.
Yeah,
we look forward to having you on again.
I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah.
I appreciate you for having me on, man. Thank you for giving me that outlet to kind of come and talk.
Of course.
And spread one first and foremost, spread the gospel as we always gotta do. But like we said, we ain't perfect. We come on here and we say certain stuff. We tell our testimonies so everybody else can relate and they can see that we're not perfect, but at least we trying.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what matters, man. We trying. Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you guys so much. All of Cliff's links will be down in the show notes if I can get this thing set up.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hey. Appreciate y'all again, man. Keep it love.